It feels weird because I don't get to see myself anymore.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to see yourself. It makes
Right.
you get more comfortable when you like
Yeah.
doing it this way because you're like, all right, I can't see myself. If it's not right, it's not right.
Right.
You know. So yeah.
Hey, well, welcome everyone. We are on episode 4. And before we go in, I always like to ask my moms to share with us who you are as an individual outside of being a mom, the things you like to do, who you are,
Yeah. All right. So I guess I gotta look at the camera.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm Kiana. I am 28 years old. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. Outside of being a mom, I'm a crochet artist. I'm a content creator. I'm just like all around just chill, laid back.
Yeah.
I don't do much outside of being a mom because my babies are babies now, but
Right.
I love cooking. I love eating. I am a taco connoisseur. If I could be a taco, I would. So, yeah, that's who I am outside of being a mom.
Well, that's great. We see that you do a little crocheting. You made some hats, and I seen that you made like some crop tops. What got you into that?
So, what got me into that? It was about 7 years ago. I was pregnant with Mason, and his dad was like super abusive, and it landed me in the hospital, and I didn't have anything to I didn't have any coping mechanisms while I was in the hospital. And so what I did was start crocheting. I told my dad, like, bring me some yarn, bring me like a hook, I'm gonna learn how to crochet. And so it started with me like doing bathing suits, crop tops, and stuff like that. And then in the winter months, I'm making ear warmers, hats, stuff like that. And so
wow, so out of pain was a talent.
A talent. And then it turned into a business, and I was just like, okay. So I pick it up and put it down every year. So just when I feel more inclined and I feel like I have those creative juices flowing, I'm like, let me do it.
Awesome. Well, that's great. It's good to see that you have something going for yourself outside of being a mom, because so many moms can get stuck in mommy mode and they don't know who they are as an individual. Right. So, but I definitely would like to say that I adore you, girl. You have 6 kids. How are you maintaining right now? She's like, girl, I'm not.
6 kids. I'm drowning. No, just kidding. How am I maintaining? I don't know. I take care of myself. And a lot of it is just take care of myself, because if I don't take care of me, who's going to take care of them?
Absolutely.
And so a lot of people, they just get lost in motherhood. I'm not going to do it. I love them.
Yes.
They love me. We know that. But I'm not going to get lost. I'm not going to lose myself in motherhood. I'm still going to do the things that are enjoyable for me, whatever that may be, whether it's drinking a whole bottle of wine or just sitting in my room by myself in some silence and saying, hey, mommy needs a second. I need some time to myself to, like, think and gather my thoughts, and so that's what I do.
It's the little things that we want from just for ourselves, like you said, like wine and just being in your room in silence. It's such so little things, but it's so hard to get right.
And you're like, oh, okay, when am I going to be able to sit down? But when it happens, it's just like a whole reset for me. And so,
correct. Do you have 2 sets of twins or 3 sets of twins?
I only have 2 sets of twins. Everyone thinks that my first 2 are twins, but they're not. So I have a 6-year-old Mason, a 4-year-old daughter named England. I have 2-year-old girls, Ava and Alea, and then I have 1-year-old twins, Sienna and Samir, a boy-girl set. So
wow, you have your hands tied
behind my back. I'm blindfolded.
Right.
It's crazy.
Did having this many kids lead you to being a content creator? Was it hard for you to kind of like work like a 9-to-5 job, having 6 children?
So I stopped working 9-to-5 jobs when I got pregnant with my second child. I was like working a housekeeping job at the Marriott downtown, and it was just like, I'm not doing this. I don't want to clock in. I don't want to work for anybody. I don't want to, I just don't want to do it. And so what happened is basically from then I was taking crochet more seriously then. So I was like, oh yeah, I can make money. And I didn't really have any expenses.
Yes.
And I was just like, oh, well, I don't really need anything. And I, whatever. And then when I got pregnant with my second set, I had actually been doing YouTube, but YouTube was like very slow growing for me. And it took me like 2 years to get 1,000 subscribers, which, you get monetized at 1,000. So it took me 2 years to get there. And I just was like, I don't want to do this.
Yes.
But when I got pregnant with my second set of twins, because it was so not rare, but I was having them back to back. Like I literally gave birth to a set of twins, and like 3 months after I gave birth to them, I saw that I was pregnant with another set of twins.
Wow.
Yeah. They're 10 months apart. And for a whole month, we couldn't see anything on ultrasound. And so the doctors were like, oh, we're just going to give you a pill to pass the pregnancy. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're going to try one more time to see something. And that last time they seen it. So I'm somebody who's been transparent about everything. So I was like, okay, I felt really compelled to tell my story. And so the way I put it together, it went viral like overnight. I literally posted it at night, went to sleep, woke up. Tyrese had shared it. The Black Love page had shared it. And I just was like,
see what happens when you be authentic,
right?
And you just like you're open and you're vulnerable about your journey and who you are. You get a lot of support.
You do.
So that's really, really great, girl. Congratulations.
Thank
you is making it happen.
Thank you.
You really are.
Thank you.
So what was your experience like knowing that you were about to give birth to twins?
The first time I was just like, what am I doing? I don't want to do this. I planned to not abort them. I planned to have them like adopted. But then I thought to myself, like, I don't want my kids asking if they had siblings and stuff like that. And so I was like, I can't do that. So I was just like, you know what? At the time I was living in projects. I was living like in Brooklyn Court. And I was like, you know what? I'm actually just going to keep them, and I'm just gonna make my life better. I can't say, oh well, my life isn't where it needs to be right now, so let me get rid of these innocent children, you know what I'm saying? Because like they didn't decide to be here, they didn't choose to, you know, they didn't. And so I just was like, you know, I'm just gonna better my own life, and so that I can give them the life that they need. And I moved out of the projects and I moved into like a loft around Southside, and I was like, okay, this is better. Got a little bit more room, got some breathing room. I can make things work. It was a 3-bedroom or 2-bedroom with an office, but of course I turned that space into, you know. And so as the time went on and it got further, I was just like, whew. I was huge. Stomach was like in my lap. I was in a wheelchair.
Oh my God.
It was bad. I was like, yeah, no, I'm never ever doing this again. I was literally like, I'm never ever getting pregnant again. I'm never, like, I hated it. And so when it came time to give birth to them, my doctor was like, you can push them out or you can have a C-section. And I was like, which one's gonna happen faster? He was like, well, I'm not gonna schedule you if you push them out. I'm not gonna induce you. You'll just have to go into natural labor. And I was like, natural labor? That hurts. Why would I ever
want to do that?
Why would I ever? Because Mason's labor was intense. So I was just like, why would I ever?
Yes.
And so he was like, okay, well, we'll schedule a C-section. I had 4 C-sections. Yeah.
Oh my God, girl.
So they were my third. And then when I got pregnant with my second set of twins, I just remember telling their dad, like, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to go through with this. But it was just like, I had to. Because again, I'm not God. I cannot create life. Right. You know, he's a creator of life. Right. And I'm just here to carry you. I'm the vessel that brings it earthside. And so with that being said, I just was like, I'll do it, God, if this is what you want me to do. But you're going to have to get me through it.
Yes, absolutely.
So I got through it, another C-section, and I mean, I cry before every C-section because it's just like, oh my God, I'm going in here, and what if something happens? And, you know, so.
Yeah. Oh my God. Did you have to deal with postpartum depression?
Absolutely.
Both times?
All 4.
Oh.
Well, I'll say all 4 times, yeah. Pretty much.
Okay.
All 4 times. It was bad.
Wow.
It was bad.
I could only imagine to go into labor that many times. So how did the father feel when you shared with him you were having twins?
So I'm really in tune with my body.
Yes.
And I knew that I ovulated from both ovaries. I could feel like the pain. And I told him, like, if there's babies in here, a baby, or if I'm pregnant, it's twins. And he was like, why you say that? And I just was like,
I feel it.
Yeah, I ovulated from both ovaries. I know there's gonna be twins. And so he was like, I don't even know if I can have kids, because he didn't have any kids at the time. And so I just was like, okay. And so what happened was I went to the doctor like every other day for 4 weeks, and there was nothing on the ultrasound. So at this point he's thinking like, dang, maybe it's me. Like, I know she can have children. Maybe it's me, or maybe, you know, it's too soon. Like, maybe things are just not the way they're supposed to be right now. And so when we just going back and forth to the doctor, and the day that he did not go with me, I took my little sister, and that was the same day they were offering me the pill to pass the pregnancy. They was like, we're gonna send you upstairs, and if there's nothing on this ultrasound, we need to pass this pregnancy because it could be ectopic, it could rupture, like your HCG levels are tripling, which means it's growing and it's growing fast. So we need to like get it out of there. And there was twins. And so like I called him and he was just like, what? He started sweating.
He was excited.
Like he cried. He was very excited. Not having any children.
Right.
And then all he wanted was like a boy and a girl. And so
he got exactly what he wanted.
Exactly. So yeah.
Look how God works. Right. Wow. So is he an active father too?
Absolutely. Okay, I'm not a single mom. I'm a single woman.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. For the clarification. She is single.
Yeah. I'm a single woman, but I'm not a single mom. And we are, I wouldn't say in the process of like rebuilding our family, but we have a very good co-parenting relationship where
that's great.
We talk a lot. We talk every single day. There's not a day that we don't talk. He is the only father of my child that I like, only baby daddy I talk to. But we're like really good friends and stuff.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. It's always wonderful when you can have a healthy connection with your child's father.
Yeah. So. And it wasn't always like that. It
took work.
Took work and God. Nothing but God. Cause baby.
Yes. And I love how you always give God his props for the amazing things he have done for you.
Absolutely.
And for your children.
Absolutely. Yeah. None of it is me. None of it is me.
Absolutely.
It's all God. And no matter like what people see on the outside, the car outside, not me. Right. The house I live in, not me. The neighborhood I live in, not me. Even the content that I produce is not me. I pray about my content.
Yes.
God, what is it that you want me to put forward? What is it that you want? What is it that you need me to be the voice for? Because I mean, a lot of times people, they can't speak directly to God and they don't understand God's voice. And so when I pray and I'm asking God to show me exactly what it is that you need to show to, even if it's just one person, show me what it is that you need the world to see.
Right.
Because if I can be a vessel for God, then I'm doing enough.
You have been doing that.
Thank you, girl.
We are so proud of you, girl.
Thank you, girl. You know me. We go way back.
We definitely go way back.
Way back. I was like 12 when I met Tanya. And so,
How was your mom? Like,
she's my mom.
She's my
my mom. She has her own struggles right now, and so she's my mom. Right. I love her for who she is, and I love her where she is. That's another thing I learned. You have to love people where they are and stop trying to like, oh no, you can do better. Stop trying to pull them out of those spaces. Love them where they are and just understand that it's not for you to take them from where they are.
Yeah.
Especially as adults.
Absolutely. When adults are ready to make those type of changes, they will.
Yep.
And when they see that you're supportive in what they're doing or what they're not doing, you know, it encourages them to be like, okay, I could be a little better.
Right. And that's my hope, you know, just being here for her, supporting her in the way that she, you know, supporting her in the way that I have the capacity to do so, because I'm still a mom of 6 kids. I'm my own mom. And so I can't get tied up in what my mom has going on, because it's going to take away from me being a mom to my own children.
Right.
So I support her in the ways that I have the capacity to do so. And if I don't, I don't.
No, seriously. Yeah. And, you know, it is what it is.
Right.
And I'm sure she understands that.
Maybe she doesn't, but
we're
here.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter at this point.
So, did you always plan to have like a big family?
I just told you I didn't want no kids. I didn't want any kids.
But it was like once you started, you couldn't stop.
I didn't want any kids. What are you talking about? I couldn't stop. Listen, I had one. Honestly, it was rough. I had one, and I was like, okay, this is cool. Me and you, one and done. And then for some odd reason, I was in a very low place in my life, and I met a man with 4 baby mamas. And I was like, I want to be number 5.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense. It never gave baby mama number 5. It never made sense. And Kiana back then didn't understand that it's not going to make sense for you to be his 5th baby mama when he's already not taking care of the children that he has.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's just something that we have to learn as we meet people and as we grow.
You know, and so hindsight is 2020. Looking back, it's just like, oh, I shouldn't have did that.
Yeah.
No, I did it.
But if you wouldn't have, you wouldn't be here today, inspiring other moms to, hey, girl, you got them, you got to take care of them, and this is what we're going to do.
Right, pretty much. And so 2 turned into 4, and 4 turned into 6. I never wanted any more than 1, though.
Oh, wow.
I never wanted one, but I love them all.
Yes.
But
and they're so lucky to have a mom like you, because
you.
you definitely do a great job at making sure. And they're so little. I mean, I know, what's the oldest one name?
6,
Mason. I know he's like the big brother, and he take care of all. Yeah, he take care of all of his little siblings.
I think more he tries to take care of me more than anything, which is so crazy to me. Yeah. He's like, "Did you eat? Did you make enough food for you?" And I'm just like, "Bro, eat the corn dog."
I got this.
I'm not eating the corn dog. He requests stuff like hamburger helper, and I'd be like, "I don't even eat that." But Mom, you need to eat. Well, I'm not eating that. And he's just like really on.
Yeah, he's his own. How are you with dealing with so many different personalities? Because we know your kids, they're all going to be different in their own way. Like, are you prepared for like all the different personalities?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And I only say that because like I'm dealing with different personalities now. And I also have children who have sensory disorders. At first I thought it was like autism, but they have sensory disorders where they do things like bang their head on the floor, they rock back and forth. And then I have one baby girl who she had like a speech delay and she could not talk for a while. She's just now learning to talk, and she's about to be 3. And so, everybody's their own person.
Yes.
And then you have me, who's one person. And, I like to think I have a lot of different personalities, but I just be like, okay, mommy's listening, but mommy needs a break. And so how I deal with it is just like meeting them where they are. I literally get down to their level and talk to them. Hey, I'm one of those gentle parents.
I was ready to say that's soft parenting.
Yeah, I'm not whooping ass.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's great, because it creates a more healthier lifestyle for you and your children.
Exactly.
Especially when you can handle them a little bit more softer.
Right.
So that's great. You one of those soft moms. Are you going to let them go to school, or are you going to in-home school them? Yeah.
She said, "I'm not gonna let them go to school. Go to school. Go to school. Go to school. Do what the school is." Yeah, no. So my oldest 2 are in school, but they don't go to public school. They're in charter school.
Oh, that's good.
The rest of them, they'll all just go to like charter or private schools. But I'm not.
Yeah, I know that's right. You need your break.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We get it. We get it.
I'm not gonna sit at home and teach nobody. We'll go over little stuff at home, but I'm not about to be in here with the whole curriculum. No,
I don't blame you, sis. It's like I've done my job up to here, so I'm gonna give y'all to the teachers right now.
I'll even teach them how to read and write.
Yeah.
I'll do all the basics. But when it comes to like a whole curriculum, go to school. That's what it's there for.
Okay.
So, okay. And in Texas, they don't have to go to school until they get to the 1st grade. Like they don't need pre-K, they don't need kindergarten. They're just after the 1st grade, they get to go. And so,
nice. Yeah. It's really different out there in Texas.
Much different.
I don't want to talk about it, but that's my dream life.
You gotta make it happen. You gotta make it happen.
Yes. What does a morning routine look like in a house of 7?
Okay, so in the house of 7, morning routine, I'll say now that I have the car, because at first my sister was picking my kids up, taking them to school, so all I had to do was get them ready. Now that I have the car, the morning routine looks like get the older 2 ready for school, have them in their uniforms, teeth brushed, face washed, everything. Put their babies in their, like, wake the younger 4 up, the 2 sets of twins, change their diapers, pull up, stuff like that, let them use the bathroom. Put the babies, the youngest ones, in their car seats. After I put them in the car seats, I give them like a little breakfast snack. Yeah. And then I load the girls into the back first, load the babies in the car, put the big kids in the car, take them to school, come back in, feed them actual breakfast, do some little activities with them, let them watch a little bit of Miss Rachel, but not too much because I'm not like real big on screen time. Like blogs, stuff like that to just, stimulate them mentally. And then close all the blinds, girl, and it'd be nap time. Nice morning nap by like 10 o'clock. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your life has to be a lot more structured now?
Absolutely.
Like you just can't be unorganized with 6 kids.
No, because one thing go wrong and you just be like, what the heck is happening? Oh my God, I didn't cook the dinner. Yeah, no, it's crazy.
I can only imagine how chaotic it can be to be like off schedule, especially when it's 7.
And everybody's like, why are you going home so soon? Because we need to be reset well rested.
Right.
I need them to be, you know, all played out. I need all the things to happen before, you know, Monday comes. And so it's best for me to leave tonight or tomorrow so that I can make sure.
So they can get their stuff together.
Yeah.
And you as well.
Yeah, because mama needs to go to sleep.
Yes.
If I don't love anything else, I love tacos and sleep. Okay? Tacos and sleep.
So is one of the fathers currently in Texas with you? Is he helping out in Texas? It's just you. So
I'm sorry, wait. She asked me, do a nigga live with me? Nigga live with me, girl.
I mean, could you say you're not a single mom?
I'm not a single mom. I'm a single woman.
Okay.
But I'm not going to be a single woman with a man living in my house.
Gotcha.
Hear me?
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
So, no, he lives in California.
Okay. So how is that schedule like? Do you send the kids with him? Or?
So, we had a court order where they go with him for 6 months and then I get them for 6 months. But because they are not where they need to be developmentally,
right,
they're just going to be with me until we can get them regulated with the sensory disorders, and we can get them where they need to be developmentally, which could look like maybe 4-5 years. And then we'll revisit it when they go to school, and it'll likely be them going to school with me and then going with him for the summers. And he's always welcome to Texas, but he's not welcome to like live in my home. No.
Yes. Okay.
Wrong place.
I know that's right. We're gonna set the record straight now.
Ain't no nigga living with me.
I know that's right. So for those who admire you and look up to you, what would be your advice for someone struggling with just 3 kids?
Patience.
Right.
And I'd say pray for patience and just sit in it. Just sit in sit in what's happening with your children, because honestly, children are just being children. But we got in trouble for being children. Like we didn't get in trouble for like, we were hyper independent.
Yes, we were
growing up. So it's just like, oh no, I got it. I can do it myself, even as children. And so when children are being children now, we're just like, no, don't do that. Stop that. And so a lot of times we have to just heal ourselves and sit with ourselves, because it's not our children. It's us. And we're just triggered. And that's not what we need to be. Like my daughter does this little thing where if I tell her something, she'll just be like stare at me. And I feel challenged. Yeah. But I realize that's something from my childhood. Okay. You know, where why do I feel like a child is challenging me, you know? And so I would tell moms to just honestly be in the moment with your children. Put your phones down, because a lot of times we get overstimulated, and that's where the frustration comes from. But of course you're going to get overstimulated if you're scrolling, you're seeing all these little different pieces of content, you're reading all these things, you're taking in all this stuff, and then your kids are like, Ma, well, I don't do the tapping because don't tap me. But your kids are just like, Mom. You're going to be overstimulated because you're taking in too much at a time. So just sit down, put the phone down, and actually spend time with them. Learn who they are and let them grow into who they are. Because a lot of times our kids shut down around us because they don't feel comfortable being who they really are. So,
Agreed. Ooh, that's some knowledge for you. This is a professional mommy right here.
Not a professional mom. I tell people, I'm just winging it. I'm winging it. Girl.
Well, you're doing good to be winging it. You really are. How did you find the time to heal your childhood traumas, if you had any? And when did you notice that you had more than you? We know how that go. When you know you had all of these childhood traumas? Was it when you had your first child, or was it your set of twins?
No, honestly, I realized when I had my daughter, because I'm a woman. And so when I had my daughter, I was like, ooh, I got to make some lifestyle changes.
Yes.
And then when I got pregnant with my second set of twins, I already felt like I was failing my daughter, because I was just like, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And then when I got pregnant with my second set of twins and I found out they were girls, I was devastated, because I'm like, I already don't know what I'm doing with this one. And so a lot of me, I just had to like look inside and be like, okay, what is really happening? And I'm be honest with you, not until 9 months ago, when I moved to Texas, I felt like an overwhelming sense of peace, and it gave me the opportunity to reflect on everything that I've dealt with in Virginia. I won't say I'm healed. I don't think healed is a thing. I think it's just like it's ongoing, you know. And so I think when I'm healed and I'm whole, I'll be at the gates of heaven ready to meet God. And he'd be like, you did it. And I'd be like, yeah, but why'd you take me through all that? You know? And so I just feel like it's been a journey, and I've learned a lot more about myself being out of Richmond than I would and could being in Richmond. Because when you're living in something, when you can't really see the outside, you can't see it from an outside perspective. So
No, I trust me, I totally get it.
Yeah.
And it's good that you recognize those things like, okay, let me go do some type of work on me because
Yeah.
I have 6 kids now. So I can't just continuously be triggered or, you'll get impatient. You'll find
Right,
yourself
right,
being
right,
more
right, right.
impatient. Yeah. So that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Kudos to her. I mean, she's making it happen. Like I said, this is a professional mommy here.
Professional mom is crazy.
It's wild.
Girl, that's crazy. That is insane. I'm a mom for sure though. I'm a
Yes.
full-time, like, hands-on. Get it out the mud mom. Like,
we see. So how, and you don't have to answer this, but how do you financially provide for 6 children?
Ooh, child. I'm a content creator. Honestly, that's honestly my only avenue. And people are gonna be like, "What does that mean?" But I trust God. It can be times where I'm just like, "Yeah, God, you told me to move out here, so, and you promised me things be taken care of, so
yes,
I'm waiting for you to take care of them."
I know that's right.
And my landlord will text and be like, "Hey, when you gonna send the rent?" And then I check the account and the rent is there, and I'm like,
Thank
you, God. I knew it was gonna happen. I wasn't trying to question you, but I'm a full-time content creator, and so I do make I make money from that. I get paid from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, brand collaborations on Instagram, and I cross post my brand collaborations, but basically, I collaborate with brands to help build brand awareness and get the word out there. Yeah.
Beautiful. Look at God. He coming through.
Baby.
He like, look, you get paid for content creating, but it's coming from multiple different screens of content. So that's beautiful. Yep. Like to get that YouTube money, Instagram money, and Facebook money. Yeah. Speaking of, I got $98 on hold on Facebook.
Why is it on hold?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay. How do I collect that?
We can talk about it.
Okay, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. So, you already talked about that. Do you find yourself yelling a lot?
Oh, girl, no.
Okay, that's good.
I got a dad voice, and I use that.
Okay,
and it's like
it's firm.
Yeah, it's firm. It's higher than my voice, but it's just like a deep man voice because when there's not a dad in the house, they gotta know. Like, look, I'm not gonna play. I'll be like, hey, sit down. They're like, what?
They're like, hold on, Mom, you done did a whole 360,
and they just stop. But honestly, I find it's gonna sound crazy. I find that whispering works better than yelling. If I yell at you, you're not going to want to listen to me. You're going to shut down emotionally. If anybody yells at me, it's triggering for me. I shut down emotionally. Yes. And so if I yell at my kids, they're going to shut down emotionally. And I'm not saying I'm the perfect mom. I never, ever yell. Right. But I make a conscious effort to not yell. And so what I will do is whisper. Because if I'm whispering, then they have to listen to me. They have to open up their ears to actually hear what I'm saying. Right. And then they're more receptive to it. They might be like, why are you whispering? And I'd be like, because I need you to hear me. Yes. But I just lower my tone. Okay. So when I'm frustrated, it doesn't come across as me being frustrated. And my son, he'll call me out, like, frustrated with my daughter one day. I jacked her up. I was like, hey. And he didn't even see it. He came to me. He was like, you were mean to England. Ooh. I was like, I was. And I was very overwhelmed. And I need to apologize to her. She got out of the shower. He was like, Mama got something to tell you. I was like... He was like, I'm not gonna let you forget what you did to my sister. I'm gonna make sure you apologize. And literally, I was like, England, please go put your stuff in the washing machine or the dirty clothes basket. And I think it slipped my mind. I cooked them dinner, and as I'm putting them down in bed, he was like, you still didn't apologize. Wow. I was like, England, please come here. He's gonna hold me accountable. And then also, I found that I couldn't grow really in Richmond. Because I don't have people here that's gonna hold me accountable for the discipline. Right. Whereas here, they're like more hard discipline. My sister in Texas, we parent. I won't say alike. She has her parenting style. I have mine. Yeah. But she's also like a softer parent. So what she does is like, she'll tell me like, yeah, no, you should have did something different in this situation, and I can respect it because she's a mom. She has 5 children. You know, she's doing her own thing, and and she's older than me, so a bit more knowledgeable. Yeah. So yeah, that's great. Yeah. This is wonderful knowledge, especially for moms who have younger kids. Right. Like, don't yell. Please. Yeah, don't, because I see a lot of moms yelling, jacking their kids up, upset, and like you said, they're just being kids. And when we grew up, we weren't allowed to be just kids, right? So
to deprive them from being a kid
it
only
makes them
robs
shut
you.
down.
Yeah.
Right. And
it
then
robs
don't
you of
even-
your happiness.
and you don't know who they are, because
Right.
every time they go to run and play and stuff, you're
Mhm.
irritated. Stop the running, stop the playing, da da da.
Mhm.
And you don't really
Mhm.
know who they are. And then when you take
Right.
them out in public and they're being themselves, you're
Yeah.
mad because they're just being who
Right.
they are. And
Right.
so a lot of it is just like looking at yourself and be like, why am I triggered by them running through here? I put all my furniture to the side.
Mhm.
Run free.
Yeah. Be
Don't
a kid.
fall. Please don't fall. Because then I got to pack everybody up in the car and we got to go to the hospital. So please don't fall. But when they fall, my first question is, are you bleeding? Is there a big hard bump, or are you bleeding? No. Keep playing. Keep playing. So yeah.
Well, that is great. Don't fall and don't put a hole in the wall, right?
Please don't put a hole in the wall.
Mom is
baby.
single. I'm not finna DIY the whole house.
I'm not. They already color on the walls, and I'm just like,
yeah. How is that? Getting them to not color on the walls.
I just don't give them anything to write with.
I know that's right. Take it away. Take it away. How do you go about disciplining them? Is it like time out? Is it
go to your room?
Go to your room.
And with the babies, honestly, I don't discipline them, because what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
What am I gonna do if they're having a tantrum? Have a tantrum with them? Whoop them for having a tantrum? Like, you're in the floor bawling out crying. And my daughter, like I said, she has like a sensory processing disorder. So when she gets frustrated, it's crazy. She kicks my couches around, and I say, just give her space, let her do her thing. I give her blanket, which is like a soothing mechanism for her, and I let her do her thing, because if she's already crying and having this tantrum, if I whoop her,
it's gonna get worse.
It's not only gonna get worse, but she's gonna feel like she doesn't have a safe space to express her emotions.
Right.
I don't want that.
Important. Yeah. That's important, because us growing up, we didn't have our moms parenting like that.
We didn't have those safe spaces.
Tough love.
Yeah.
To the max. Stop crying. Why you being a punk? And,
And it was crazy. That's insane to me. How can you? But I will say, with my son, he is 6 now. Like, it's certain things that I will discipline him for. Things that he could go out in the world and do and actually end up dead or in jail. I'm going to discipline you for those.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and what that honestly looks like in Texas is, I just pick up the phone, I call my sister, and I say, can you send your husband over here? Or can y'all come and get him? Because I need a man to step in at some points. I understand that as a woman, I can't raise a man.
Right.
And so it takes a man to raise a man and to instill those values. So if he goes in my kitchen and he's stealing snacks, you're not going to steal from me. Because if you steal in like real life, you go to jail.
Absolutely.
Or if you steal from someone, they might hurt you. And so I'm going to have a man teach you what that means. And whatever he does with him, like if he makes him work out, if he make him run, if he make him clean up dog poop, I don't know, and I don't care.
Yeah, you just want it taken care of.
I allow a man to do a man's job. I can't do a man's job. I can love him. I can nurture him. I can teach him the basics of just being an adult, a mannerable, respectable adult. But I can't teach him what it is to be a man. And I don't try.
Wow. That is the cheat code for women who have little boys. That's the cheat code.
Just have some respectable men in their life.
Yeah, a man who can, hey, listen, I need you to talk to him, or take him out to cut some grass or something.
Yeah, whether it's a coach, an uncle, anything. Just let them do what a man is put here to do, because you're not going to get the results you want as a woman.
Wow. Okay. I love that perspective. You definitely offer a different perspective, being that you have 6 kids and you've learned so much from 1 up to 4.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just moving up, you really learn as you go. Were there any mistakes that you've made or are still making? Because you mentioned she's not perfect, and we get it.
Perfect.
We definitely get it. How do you go about fixing your mistakes?
I apologize.
That's good.
I apologize. It's not always immediately, and sometimes, like I said, I need some redirection from my sister, from my child's dad. Like, I'll say, hey, I handled this situation like this. How do you feel like, But yeah, sometimes I won't say I overreact, but I react too early. Before I can hear the full story, I'm like, go sit your ass down. Or like, go to your room. You're in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And so like, that's before I can hear the full story. That's when I'm already overstimulated and I don't want to hear nothing else. I'm talked out, I'm touched out, I don't want to hear. And so Yeah, I'm not perfect, but
so you just need time to yourself before you can kind of like get into it.
Absolutely.
Before you end up doing something or saying something.
I need to process every single thing. I'm a Virgo woman. I need to process every single thing. And I'd be like, all right, how do I handle this? And sometimes, like I said, I call other people, hey, am I crazy? How do I handle this? How do I go about doing this? You know, she's having a temper tantrum. I'm not going to whoop her. How do I put her in her room? Do I, you know, I ask questions because you don't know everything. And a person who can't learn can't grow.
Exactly.
And if you're not growing, you're dead. So
that is true. That is true. Definitely dead inside.
Right.
Because that's where everything starts from, within, inside. So healing your inner self and your inner child is very important, especially if you are a parent, because you haven't even made it to those teenage years.
Right, exactly.
You got a whole, I mean, you'd have made it out of the terrible twos with a few of them.
But I'm about to have 2 more in there. Like, and I have a child that's being potty trained right now. She woke me up at 4:00 this morning with a diaper, with a pull-up and wipes. Like, I need a new diaper. You should have just went to the bathroom. Why are you waking me up? I'm asleep. What do you want from me? It was a lot. So yeah. But girl, it's a lot.
It's like, hey, you took it off.
Right.
Go get another one.
Do the rest. Yeah.
That is good. What is the hardest part about being a mom of 6?
Honestly, for me, I would say the hardest part is I ain't gonna say nothing's hard. Yeah. Just the hardest part.
Feeling like you always have to be present.
No, I gotta be present for myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. I be
not right now.
Mommy needs a second. Mommy has some big emotions. I'll say the hardest part about it is I don't really get sleep. Like, I sleep, but I sleep very light because I need to hear. I can like decipher how they're breathing in their sleep, how like anything. I can like hear it when I'm laying down. If anything is going wrong, I can hear it. And so like I haven't had like a real night of like sleep, but that's hard. And then like feeding all of them. My God.
Do you cook a lot?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I make a menu every like Sunday, and I do like groceries. I have the groceries delivered weekly, and then I let them choose what the menu is gonna be. Like Tuesdays we do Mexican food always because it's like Taco Tuesday. And I live in San Antonio, and it's like a bunch of like that's the culture out there. Yeah, I love it. And so yeah, I let them like pick out what they want. They be, I want fried chicken, I want macaroni cheese, stuff like that. But I am a corn dog, hamburger helper, beanies and wings. No, they don't eat many beanies and wings. But they ain't never seen a TV dinner either. But
that's good.
I cook.
That's good. That's really good. She professional mommy. She got the menus on deck.
Girl, really.
There's nothing really hard other than her having sleep. Yeah. What's your support like? Like, did you have a lot of support when you had your first set of twins? Do you have a lot of support now? Do you feel like you're fully supported? Because I know you say you have your sister and her husband. Okay. Is that enough, or you?
That's enough. Okay. So, and I'll say that's enough because my entire family is in the state of Virginia. But I have more support in my sister and her husband and his sister than I had in my entire family in the state of Virginia. And it's not like a burden. I'm not a burden to them. I don't feel like I'm burdening them by anything. Literally for the past 9 months before I got my car, I just got my car last month sometime, the end of February 28th, I believe. And so
congratulations.
Thank you, girl. My sister was literally picking my kids up every morning, dropping them off. Like, all 3 of them were doing those things. When I needed a car, my sister's sister-in-law was allowing me to use her car. If I had all 6 of my children, which started in December when they came back, then, hey, could y'all watch 2 of them while I take 4 of them with me to the store? And they actually, like, it was never like, oh my God,
Yeah.
you know, it was never any of that. It was
Right.
never any like negativity around it.
Mhm.
They have been so genuinely supportive that it just feels different.
Oh,
It feels different.
nice.
I love it.
Nice. I wish more women had support like this, because sometimes we think we need a village. Yeah.
Yeah.
And really, it's just be that one helping hand,
Right.
that can change a whole lot for
Change
you.
everything.
Yes.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. So, how is your dating life, being that you have being that you have 6 kids? Is it harder to date now, or do you find yourself like not struggling to date, but you know, men these days, they like, oh, she got 6 kids.
Oh no, baby, that don't never stop. That never stop.
I know that's right.
That'll never stop. They be like, oh, she got 6 kids. She must got some drops. But no, for real, that don't stop. That does not stop the men, and it doesn't stop the men with money. It doesn't stop the men with good jobs. It doesn't stop the men with a career. It doesn't stop anyone.
Right.
Who I am is not. I'm not who I am
Right.
because I have 6 kids. I am who I am because that is who like God created me to
Right.
be.
Right.
Right now, I'm not really dating. I can just say I'm not interested in it. Like, I enjoy meeting and talking to people, like having conversations, but when it comes to actually like dating and being sexual, I'm not in a space where I want any type of sexual encounters with anybody, baby. You look at me, I get pregnant. So I don't want that. I don't want to be looked at right now.
Right.
You know?
Keep your eyes off of her.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I'm good not being pregnant.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. The men are out there. And they contact me, and I just like, no. I'm not in that space. And so,
right. What would be your input on some of the women that feel like, that have this perspective that you won't find a man because you have 6 period.
They want you. They want you. But I will tell you, become what you want to attract. Right. So I want a man with money. I want a man with a car. He gotta have a house. He gotta have all these things. Guess what? Right. You can't be on welfare. You can't be all of the things that you like. You have to be exactly what you're saying you want. You have to be, you gotta have a car, you gotta have a place. You can't have all these requirements. And then because nothing is stopping me with 6 kids.
I know that's
I'm right here right now without any one of my kids. Right. I can go on a date. I can go to the movies. We can hang out. I can spend a night with a man if I want to. But he has to have every single thing that I have for myself. They don't stop me. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you got to have every single thing that I have for myself in order for me to give you my time. Because why am I not? Right. I'm at a place in my life. I'm almost 30. I'm 28. So I'm at a place in my life where I feel like men should be, the men that I'm dating should be a little bit ahead of me or where I am. Right. Yeah, right. So.
No, we totally get it. Listen, she said it don't stop nothing.
It don't stop nothing.
She still is dating. She still could get a man. For those who think just because you have a lot of men that down women that have that.
It be that baby daddies. They be like, that's why ain't nobody gonna ever want you.
That's who it be. It be the baby daddies.
It be the baby daddies. They be like, no one is gonna ever want you with 6 kids. Okay. But you want me.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't want no one else to have me.
So what do you think this is? I just asked my baby daddy the other day. What's so hard about letting me go? And I don't think he's ready to say the thought of somebody else having me.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
That's all it is.
They never want to admit that. Ever.
I don't understand.
Ever. And you know, if you are one of those type of men that bash women who have multiple kids, we want you to know that this is God's plan.
One monkey don't stop no show.
It sure don't. It definitely don't. And if God wants these women to push out 10,
right,
or 7, whatever that looks like, that's how he designed it to be. That's his destiny. So we got to stop being so judgmental when it comes to, oh, she got a lot of kids. Okay, you got to have a lot of money, bro.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. When you know you're going to take on a woman with a lot of kids. When I met my kid's father, my last set of twins, their dad, I was pregnant. I was like 4 months pregnant with the girls. Yeah. And I was like, look, I got 2 kids. I got 2 on the way. I don't know what you're trying to do, but I'm just putting that out there. If he felt like he had the money He felt like he had the everything to take on our family, and not only take on our family, but add to our family. And he did. He came in, he took care of everything.
Wow.
And I took care of him.
Yeah.
In return. See? And it was a revolving door until it wasn't. And that's why we're so cool now. That's why that's my best friend. That's exactly why, because we know what it takes to have a family, have a friendship, and the amount of kids you have does not matter.
I love that. I love that women can still